Good morning. Merry Christmas, everyone. Um, so, this is our first story time together, and let's get into it. Talk about some things. So, I used to work at this place. We're gonna do a whole dragnet thing. All the names have been changed to protect the innocent. So, all of the different names you're gonna hear, they are a version of the people that actually exist. So, um, if not, I'll let you know if it's a real person or not. You'll know. But this particular company, I worked here for almost about 5 years, and we'll call it Copper Hill, if you know what I'm talking about, or shout out to the people I used to work with. You know exactly what I mean, and you'll know exactly where I mean. Um, so I moved around to a few different places. It's about in the little area we had, it was about three buildings, and I went to each one. Um, I started off at one, stayed there the longest, then transferred to another building. They couldn't keep me there, and then transferred to another building. It happens. It's work life. And then this particular building, I didn't know what to expect. The work was pretty easy. I can't complain about that. It's the interesting coworkers I had. I have a lot of stories to tell about them, but today we're focusing on one particular. Um, so, how should I put this? He was a person that decided he wanted to be a female. Got no problems with that. Do what you do, boo. It's your life, it's your body. Do what you want to do. You know, I don't care. But this particular one, I had to care because we had one too many altercations. And I don't mean like a fist fight, put up your dukes, none of that. I mean, we had some awkward, strange run ins with each other. And so as I'm going about my day and all, one of these run-ins that made me even think about telling y'all what happened. It's right now we have this whole talk about um, men in women's spaces, and I personally went through that, and that's what this story is about, basically. If you haven't picked it up already, um, this guy at my job, because I say guy because he did not do anything to help him be perceived as what he truly wanted to be, except change his name. Okay, and then, when you pick out a certain name, sometimes they don't fit. I don't, this particular name did not fit him at all. It really didn't. But, we respect the change. We respected the change for the most part. Um, when this particular event happened, um, at our desk we could have, water bottles. Don't clown me how I say water is how I say it from Baltimore. We had our water bottles. Mine was full. I was trying to get my daily, agua intake. Um, I do, but of course that makes your bladder turn into Niagara Falls. So me and my falls went to the bathroom. Um, Strange thing is, this guy also used the ladies' room, which was a little weird. We're not used to it. None of us were used to it. There's a bunch of older ladies in there, and a few young ones, but for the most part, it was just older ladies and a few men, of course. Um, but this particular day, I scurried my little happy self to the bathroom. Um, And we always like try and look out for each other because in case he goes into the bathroom, we all wait till he comes out because it's weird using the bathroom with a man that has all of his everything. So we just waited. And then when he would come out, then we would go in. But this particular day, I look around, the coast is clear, and then I go in. I do what I got to do. So I'm sitting there, and as the falls are falling, I hear someone come in. Now, at these particular stalls, there's an opening at the top and the bottom. And for some reason, I could always tell who it was by the shoes. But for this dude, first of all, he has huge, huge feet, and then he would like clomp around. Like, I don't know what was going on. I didn't pay that much attention with his gait or anything, but that's neither here nor there. I knew it was him by the sound, and I knew it was him by the shoes, and I was like, "Holy God, there's a man in the stall beside me," and I'm like freaking out as the falls are falling, of course, but I'm freaking out, and I'm like, "Okay, okay, just chill, just wait, he'll be done, and then you can get out of there." All right. Now my fight or flight is, starting to rev up. Like starting the lawnmower, starting to rev up. So I am, just waiting on the falls to finish falling. So in the way this particular bathroom was set up, it was only two stalls, two sinks. All right, so the accompanying stall gets the accompanying sink, vice versa. So I'm in the far right with my Niagara Falls. He's in the far left. Okay, cool. So if you're in the far left, you go to the far left sink. You're the far right, you go to the far right sink. Okay, good. Then I guess he finishes whatever he's got to do, and then he goes into you know, thank God, wash your hands. Um, so he goes to wash his hands, but instead of using the accompanying sink, he uses the sink I would use. So I look, and I'm like mortified because, oh my gosh, why is he doing that? And then, hand to God, I wouldn't lie about this. He watched me pee. We met eyes. We met eyes, and it was the most terrifying, one of the most terrifying moments in my work career I've ever had. Um, and I'm freaking out. I was like, why is this man watch, watching me and my falls falling? Bro, it was absolutely terrifying. Because first of all, if this man really wanted to do something to me, he could. First of all, he was like 6'4", 6'3". I'm only 5'2". And this, huge man is in a place where I'm extremely vulnerable. And, you know, he watches, he washes his hands, took a little too long for me, and grabs paper towel and leaves. Rinse, grab paper towel and leave. And I'm like trying to get myself together because I'm having all of these flashbacks from being, um, you know, I guess S8 in my younger years. So I'm having all of these flashbacks of that going back, and I'm like, okay, I need to get myself together. So I wait, finish all I was doing, wash my hands, grab paper towel, leave, and then I talked to one of the older ladies, and I said, I told her what happened, and she's like, "What?" I thought, we were all trying to, time our runs so we don't run into him. And now I see why. That was that was absolutely terrifying. And then not too long after that, it happened again. And to God, the exact same situation. I'm like, why are you watching me? This is weird. Um, I don't like it. Okay, there are a whole lot. There are other stories I can tell you, not only about this particular individual, but about life and work stories. This one I think is the most important because of the conversation that's going on, especially in Congress with Nancy Mace. Shout out to Nancy Mace. She's an OG. Um, and because we have that particular situation going on, and because you're very vulnerable in these places, if you don't have someone that's in that has pure intentions, it makes this a way someone can take advantage of it. And at my old job, you know, I'm not even going to sit here and lie and say, oh, I'm a mind reader. Oh, yeah, I can tell you what he was thinking. I can't tell you that. I'm not a mind reader. Thank God for that. Nobody wants that ability. That would be absolutely, you would go crazy. You would lose your mind. So I am glad I don't have that ability, but I do know when I'm being stalked upon. Happened in my life before. I've had a stalker. It's scary, really scary, and I don't suggest it. If you have one, do everything you can and please stay safe. But this particular day, after that, I wasn't doing well after that. And I'll tell you what that was like in the next episode. Stay tuned and thanks for hanging out with me.